All right, you bunch of magnificent bastards, strap yourselves in, because today we're going deep into the world of Jaguar.
Deep dive.
Fucking A, deep dive. You know those apex predators that can crush a goddamn turtle shell with their bite force?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're going to be separating fact from fiction, give you the down low on these elusive jungle cats. And to help us hack through this wilderness of information, we've got a real expert in the house. Someone who knows more about jaguars than a goddamn shaman on ayahuasca.
Let's cut the crap and get straight to it.
Damn straight. So for those of us who haven't spent our lives, tracking these beasts through the Amazon, what the hell is a jaguar?
A jaguar, my friend, is the undisputed king of the Americas, the biggest, baddest feline this side of the equator.
Right.
And while they might be the third largest cat globally after lions and tigers, they pack a punch that will make your blood run cold. We're talking a bite force of over 2,000 pounds per square inch, enough to crush bone and pierce a caiman's skull like it's made of butter.
Holy shit. 2,000 pounds. It's like having a hydraulic press attached to your face. No wonder these things are the top of the food chain.
They're incredible.
But before we get too carried away with their badassery,
Yeah.
let's talk about those spots. The rosettes, as you fancy folks call them. Aren't those the same as the leopards? I've always gotten those two mixed up.
You're not the only asshat who gets them confused.
Okay.
But look closer, my friend. A jaguar's rosettes are larger, fewer in number, and have a distinct spot in the center.
Oh, okay.
Think of it this way. Jaguar spots are like tribal tattoos, gold and powerful, while leopard spots are more like delicate polka dots on a goddamn prom dress.
All right, I get it. Jaguars are the heavy metal rockers of the spotted cat world. But despite their tough guy image, I hear they're not exactly thriving these days. What's the deal with that?
Sadly, despite their badass reputation, these magnificent creatures are facing some serious threats.
Okay.
Habitat loss, poaching for their beautiful pelts, and conflicts with humans.
Yeah.
Particularly ranchers, who get pissed off when jaguars decide to snack on their cattle.
Yeah, the classic human-wildlife conflict. We encroach on their territory, and then we're surprised when they bite back. Literally, in this case. So speaking of biting, what do these carnivorous bastards actually eat? Besides pissed off ranchers, I mean.
Jaguars are what we call obligate carnivores. They are meat-eating machines, pure and simple. Their diet is diverse and opportunistic, but they have a particular fondness for large prey.
Okay.
Capybaras, deer, peccaries, even caiman.
Hold up, Cayman. Those armored crocodiles. How the hell do they take down something like that?
That's where their skull-crushing bite comes in. They have this incredibly powerful bite that allows them to pierce the skull of their prey, directly targeting the brain. It's brutal but efficient, and it's thought to be an adaptation for cracking turtle shells.
Jesus Christ, that's metal as fuck. So are these guys just constantly on the hunt, ripping and tearing their way through the jungle? Or do they have a chill side?
Well, jaguars are generally solitary creatures. They have their own territories, which they patrol and defend fiercely, but their level of social interaction can vary depending on habitat and prey availability. Sometimes males will even form coalitions to mark territory and, well, get lucky with the ladies.
Coalition, so like a jaguar boy band roaming the jungle, serenading the females?
Not quite. Think of it more like a biker gang.
Okay.
They communicate through roars, grunts, and shuffing sounds.
Oh, wow.
A whole vocabulary of growls and hisses that would make a biker bar look tame.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So we've got these solitary, skull-crushing, meat-loving badasses roaming around fiercely defending their territories. But what's life like for a jaguar cub? Is it all cuddles and purrs, or does the shit hit the fan early on?
Let's just say it's not all sunshine and rainbows in the jaguar world.
Hit me with the bad news. What kind of fucked up shit goes down?
Infanticide, my friend.
What the fuck? So Daddy Dearest comes along and...
Exactly. Male jaguars sometimes kill cubs that aren't their own. It's a brutal strategy to eliminate competition and increase their own chances of mating with the mother.
Jesus, that's cold. Even for the animal kingdom, nature's a real bitch sometimes. So we've established that jaguars are apex predators with a taste for blood and a penchant for skull crushing. But are they actually dangerous to humans? Should I be shitting my pants if I encounter one in the wild?
The don't fuck with jaguars reputation is well earned, but attacks on humans are rare.
Oh.
Most documented cases involve a jaguar being cornered or wounded. They generally avoid human contact.
So basically, don't be a dick and you'll probably be fine.
Precisely. But it's crucial to remember that habitat loss and poaching are pushing these incredible creatures towards extinction. Their future is literally in our hands.
Yeah, we touched on that earlier. It sounds like we need to get our shit together and protect these badass bastards. But how? Is it even possible to save them at this point?
There's always hope. Conservation efforts are focusing on protecting their remaining habitats, establishing corridors to connect fragmented populations, and educating people about the importance of jaguar conservation.
Corridors? You mean like jaguar highways through the jungle? That's got to be a fuck ton of work. And why is that so important?
It's not just about connecting patches of jungle, it's about maintaining genetic diversity.
Okay.
Think of it this way. Isolated jaguar populations are like inbred hillbillies.
Right.
They become vulnerable to disease and genetic problems. Corridors allow for the exchange of genes, making the entire population more resilient. So yeah, it's a monumental task, but it's crucial for the survival of these magnificent creatures.
All right. I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. It's not just about saving the jaguars, it's about saving their entire environment. But hold on, didn't you mention earlier that they sometimes share their territory with other big cats like pumas? Doesn't that create some drama?
It most certainly does. Imagine two heavyweight boxers trying to share the same ring. There's bound to be some friction. In some areas, jaguars and pumas have overlapping prey preferences, which leads to competition for resources.
That was like a feline version of Real Housewives of the Amazon.
Right.
Who gets the best hunting grounds, who snagged the biggest capybara.
It's not quite as dramatic as a reality TV show, but there's definitely a power dynamic at play. Jaguars, being larger and more powerful, tend to go for the bigger prey, while pumas focus on smaller game.
So it's all about finding your niche, even in the cutthroat world of the jungle. But what happens when those niches start shrinking, like you mentioned earlier with habitat loss? Does it turn into a goddamn free-for-all?
That's where things get really dire. As humans encroach on their territory, jaguars are forced into smaller and smaller areas, leading to increased competition for resources, less available prey, and ultimately a decline in their numbers. It's a recipe for disaster.
Damn, that's bleak. Sounds like we're not just screwing over the jaguars, we're screwing over the entire ecosystem. So what can we do about it? Is it all doom and gloom, or is there a glimmer of hope for these spotted bastards?
There's always hope, but it requires a concerted effort from all of us. We need to address the root causes of habitat loss, like deforestation and unsustainable land use practices. It's not enough to just set up a few nature reserves and call it a day. We need to promote sustainable development, work with local communities, and raise awareness about the importance of preserving these ecosystems.
So it's about more than just hugging trees and feeling good about ourselves. We need to actually put in the work, change our habits, and hold those responsible for deforestation accountable.
You got it. It's about understanding that we're not just visitors on this planet, we're part of a complex web of life, and the jaguar, with its long and storied history, is a powerful reminder of that.
Speaking of history, you mentioned earlier that jaguars originated in Africa. That's mind-blowing. How the hell did they end up in the Americas? Did they hitch a ride on a Viking longship or something?
Not quite. Fossil evidence suggests that the jaguar's ancestors actually crossed over from Eurasia to the Americas millions of years ago. They likely migrated over the Bering Land Bridge, which connected Asia and North America during the last ice age.
So they walked all the way from Africa to America. Talk about a long-ass commute.
Yeah.
These cats have got some serious wanderlust.
It was a journey that spanned thousands of years, a testament to their adaptability and resilience. It's a reminder that the natural world is constantly evolving and changing, and that even the most formidable creatures are vulnerable to the forces of nature.
And to the forces of human stupidity, it seems. We've come a long way from those ancient migration routes to the brink of extinction. It makes you wonder what those ancient civilizations who worship the jaguar would think of us now.
It's a sobering thought. The very symbol of power and resilience that they revered is now facing its greatest challenge yet, and it's a challenge created entirely by us. Habitat loss, poaching, human-wildlife conflict, the list goes on. We're essentially pissing on the legacy of these ancient cultures with our disregard for the natural world.
Right, I'm feeling all fired up and ready to join the Jaguar Protection Squad. But before we strap on our camo gear and head into the jungle, let's take a break. We'll be back soon to delve deeper into the cultural significance of this iconic creature.
Stay tuned, folks. The journey's just getting started.
All right, you jungle cats and jungle cat enthusiasts, we're back and ready to sink our teeth into part 2 of this Jaguar extravaganza.
Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to uncover a side of the jaguar that might just blow your mind. We're talking cultural significance.
Okay.
This magnificent beast has been woven into the very fabric of human societies for centuries, especially here in the Americas.
All right, I'm intrigued. Spill the beans. What kind of cultural clout do these spotted badasses have? I mean, besides looking damn good on a tribal tattoo.
For many indigenous cultures, the jaguar wasn't just an animal. It was a deity, a spirit guide, a symbol of raw power and untamed wilderness. They didn't just fear it, they revered it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if I came face to face with a jaguar in the wild, I'd probably worship it too, or at least shit myself and run like hell.
I can't say I blame you, but let's delve deeper into some specifics.
Okay.
The ancient Maya, for example, worshipped the jaguar as a powerful god associated with the underworld.
Wait, the underworld? So they thought jaguars were like demonic hellhounds guarding the gates of hell.
Not exactly demonic, but they were seen as guardians of the underworld, able to cross between realms, navigate the darkness. Their image adorned tombs and temples, a testament to their spiritual importance.
Damn, that's pretty badass. So were the Maya, like, sacrificing virgins to appease the jaguar gods or something?
Human sacrifice was practiced by some Maya groups, but it's not directly linked to jaguar worship.
Gotcha.
The jaguar was more about strength, ferocity, and the eternal cycle of life and death, a symbol of nature's power, both creative and destructive.
All right, so no jaguar-themed blood rituals. But they definitely respected the hell out of these cats.
Absolutely. And it wasn't just the Maya. The Aztecs also held the jaguar in high regard.
Okay.
They saw it as the ultimate embodiment of warrior prowess.
Hold on, so they had like jaguar armies.
Eh.
Picture it. A legion of jaguar warriors, decked out in spotted pelts, charging into battle. That's some epic shit right there.
Well, not literally. But their elite warriors, the most badass motherfuckers in their army, were known as Jaguar Knights.
Oh, okay.
Adorned with jaguar pelts and helmets shaped like jaguar heads, they channeled the jaguar's ferocity and skill in combat.
Okay, that's fucking awesome. Imagine going to war dressed as a giant, ferocious cat. Talk about psychological warfare. Those Aztecs knew how to make a statement.
It was a way of invoking the jaguar's strength, courage, and hunting skills. They believed that by wearing the jaguar's skin, they could absorb its power and become unstoppable forces on the battlefield.
So basically, the Aztecs were the original furries, but with a lot more blood and guts and a hell of a lot more respect for the animal they were emulating.
That's one way to put it. But the point is, the jaguar was deeply embedded in their culture, influencing their art, their religion, their military tactics, their entire worldview. It was a symbol of power, resilience, and the raw, untamed beauty of the natural world.
It makes you wonder what those ancient civilizations would think of us now. We've gone from worshiping the jaguar to pushing it to the brink of extinction. That's got to be some serious bad karma, right?
It's a sobering thought. The very symbol of power and resilience that they worshipped is now facing its greatest challenge yet, and it's a challenge created entirely by us.
Right.
Habitat loss, poaching, human-wildlife conflict, the list goes on. We're essentially pissing on the legacy of these ancient cultures with our disregard for the natural world.
Yeah, we've talked about the threats, but it's easy to get lost in the doom and gloom. Is there anything we can learn from those ancient cultures in terms of how to protect jaguars today, besides maybe sacrificing a few CEOs to appease the jaguar gods?
I'm not sure human sacrifice is the answer,
Yeah.
but the key takeaway is respect. Those cultures saw the jaguar as an integral part of their world, worthy of reverence and protection. They understood that their own survival was intertwined with the well-being of the jaguar and its environment.
Okay.
We need to rediscover that sense of respect. Recognize that we share this planet with other beings and that our actions have consequences.
So it's about more than just laws and regulations. It's about a shift in mindset.
Right.
It's about understanding that we're not the only ones with a right to exist on this planet.
Exactly. It's about seeing ourselves as part of a larger ecosystem, a web of life where every creature plays a vital role. The jaguar, with its long and storied history, is a powerful reminder of that.
Damn, that's some deep shit. You've gotten all philosophical on me. But you've got a point. It's not enough to just pay lip service to conservation. We need to walk the walk, make real changes in our lives, and hold those in power accountable for their actions.
You got it. It's about understanding that the fate of the jaguar, and ultimately our own fate, is tied to the health of the planet. We need to start acting like it.
All right, I'm feeling all fired up and ready to join the Jaguar revolution. But before we storm the barricades and demand justice for jaguars, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've explored the jaguar's biology, its ecology, its cultural significance, and its precarious future. We've seen how this creature has captured the imagination of humans for centuries, from ancient myths to modern conservation efforts.
And we've seen how our actions, our greed, our short-sightedness have brought this magnificent creature to the brink. It's a stark reminder of the power we wield, the responsibility we bear, and the urgent need for change.
So what now? Where do we go from here? How do we turn this ship around and chart a course for a future where jaguars can thrive? We'll tackle those questions and more in our final segment. Welcome back, you magnificent bastards, to the final chapter of our Jaguar Odyssey. We've covered a lot of ground, from their skull-crushing bites to their ancient lineage. We've explored their role as apex predators, their spiritual significance, and the very real threats they face in a world dominated by us, hairless apes.
We've delved into the heart of the Jaguars world, but there's one more layer we need to peel back. One that might just hold the key to their survival.
Okay.
It's not about science or politics. It's about something deeper. Something that speaks to the very core of our human experience.
All right, you've got my attention.
Yeah.
Lay it on me. What's this secret weapon in the fight to save the jaguar? Is it some ancient Mayan ritual? A secret society of jaguar protectors? Don't hold out on me, man. I'm dying to know.
It's simpler than you might think. It's about storytelling.
Storytelling.
It's about the power of narrative to connect us to something bigger than ourselves, to ignite our imagination, and to inspire action.
Storytelling. You mean like bedtime stories for grown-ass adults? Come on, man. We're talking about saving a species here, not writing a goddamn children's book.
Don't underestimate the power of a good story. Stories are how we make sense of the world, how we transmit knowledge, how we shape our values. They have the power to move us, to change us, to make us give a damn about something we might otherwise ignore.
Okay, I'm listening, but how does this apply to jaguars? Are we talking about turning their lives into some kind of Disney movie? The Lion King meets Jaws in the Amazon.
Think about it. The jaguar has been a source of fascination and inspiration for millennia. Ancient myths and legends, modern literature and art, even our own language is filled with references to this creature. The jaguar represents something primal, something wild, something that we've lost touch with in our modern domesticated world.
All right, I get it. Jaguars are cool, they're mysterious, they're the ultimate symbol of untamed nature. But how do we translate that into action? How do we turn stories into conservation?
It's about telling the right stories.
Okay.
Stories that resonate with people, that connect them emotionally to the jaguar and its plight. Stories that show the jaguar not just as a predator, but as a vital part of a complex ecosystem.
Okay.
A keystone species that holds the whole damn thing together. Stories that highlight the cultural significance of the jaguar, its role in the history and traditions of indigenous peoples, its importance to the spiritual and ecological well-being of the entire continent.
So it's about more than just throwing facts and figures at people. It's about appealing to their hearts as well as their minds. It's about making them feel something, making them care.
Exactly. We need to tap into the power of empathy, the ability to see the world through the eyes of another being. We need to make people understand that the fate of the jaguar is intertwined with our own, that its loss would diminish us all.
You're talking about changing the narrative, shifting the focus from fear and exploitation to respect and coexistence. It's a tall order, man, but I can see where you're going with this.
It's not about romanticizing the jaguar or pretending that it's not a powerful predator. It's about acknowledging its place in the web of life, its role in maintaining balance, its intrinsic right to exist. It's about telling stories that celebrate its beauty, its power, its resilience, and inspire us to protect it.
So how do we do that? How do we get people to listen, to engage, to give a shit about a creature that most of them will never even see in the wild?
We need to use every tool at our disposal. Documentaries, films, photography, music, art, social media. We need to flood the world with jaguar stories, stories that challenge our perceptions, that break down stereotypes, that ignite our curiosity and our compassion.
It's about making the jaguar more than just a statistic, more than just a symbol on a t-shirt. It's about making it real, making it relatable, making it impossible to ignore.
And it's not just about reaching the masses. We need to empower local communities, indigenous peoples who have lived alongside the jaguar for centuries. They are the true guardians of the jaguar's realm, and their voices need to be heard.
We need to listen to their stories, learn from their traditions, and support their efforts to protect the jaguar and its habitat. It's about working together, sharing knowledge, and finding solutions that benefit both humans and jaguars.
It's about recognizing that conservation is not just about protecting a species, it's about preserving our own humanity, our connection to the natural world, the very essence of what it means to be alive on this planet.
Damn, man, you've given us a lot to think about. We've gone from skull-crushing bites to the power of storytelling, from the depths of the Amazon to the depths of our own souls.
We've explored the Jaguar's world, but we've also glimpsed something deeper. Something that reflects our own relationship with the wild, our own capacity for wonder and destruction, our own responsibility to protect the fragile web of life that sustains us all.
So as we wrap up this Jaguar journey, we leave you with a challenge. Go out there and find your own Jaguar story. Share it with the world. Let it inspire you to act, to speak up, to make a difference. The fate of the Jaguar, and ultimately our own fate, hangs in the balance.
Let the roar of the Jaguar be a call to action. Let its spirit guide us towards a future where humans and nature can thrive together.
That's it for this deep dive. We'll be back soon with another deep dive into the wild world of knowledge. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and stay wild.